Welcome to Agent Amigos Talk. Today, the unseen genius, Hassan Haskins and the art of perseverance. This is Hassan Haskins. Sit back, this is going to be worth your time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a name that might not roll off the tongue like some of the biggest stars in football, but it absolutely should. Hassan Haskins. Now, if you're a die-hard Michigan Wolverines fan, you know exactly who I'm talking about. For the rest of you, prepare to be amazed. Haskins is a running back who defied every odd, shattered every expectation, and carved his name into the annals of college football history with sheer grit and determination. He's not the fastest, not the biggest, not the most flashy. But what he lacks in physical freakishness, he makes up for in heart, vision, and an uncanny ability to rise to the occasion when the lights are brightest. In this talk, we're going to dive deep into the life and career of this remarkable athlete, from his humble beginnings in St. Louis to his legendary performance against Ohio State, and beyond. We'll explore the qualities that make him not just a great player, but a great human being. And we'll draw lessons. Hassan Haskins was born on November 26, 1999, in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, St. Louis is a city with a rich sports culture, but it's also a city that has faced its share of challenges. Growing up in the Ferguson area, Haskins was no stranger to adversity. He was raised by a single mother who worked tirelessly to provide for him and his siblings. Money was tight, but love was abundant. From a young age, Haskins showed an incredible work ethic, whether it was helping around the house or excelling in school. But it was on the football field where he truly found his passion. He attended Christian Brothers College High School, a prestigious all-boys Catholic school known for its strong academics and athletics. It was there that Haskins began to hone his craft as a running back. But here's the thing, he wasn't a blue-chip recruit. He wasn't getting 5-star ratings or scholarship offers from every powerhouse program in the country. In fact, he was largely overlooked. But that only fueled his. At Christian Brothers College High School, Hassan Haskins was a force to be reckoned with. As a junior, he rushed for over 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns, earning all-conference honors. But it was his senior year that really put him on the map. He exploded for 1,700 yards and 25 touchdowns, leading his team to a state championship appearance. His performances were nothing short of spectacular, combining power, agility, and a relentless motor. But despite these gaudy numbers, the college scouts were slow to come calling. Why? Well, part of it was the level of competition. While CBC played in a tough conference, it wasn't exactly the powerhouse leagues you see in Texas, Florida, or California. Part of it was his size. At 6 feet 1 inch, 220 pounds, he had a good frame, but he wasn't a physical specimen that would make scouts drool. And part of it was the era. Running backs were becoming a dime a dozen, with many teams shifting to pass-heavy offenses. So, Haskins found himself in a precarious position. The college recruitment process for Hassan Haskins was a lesson in patience and perseverance. Despite his stellar high school career, he was rated as a 3-star prospect, which is good but not great. He received offers from schools like Indiana, Iowa State, and Minnesota, but the big-name programs were hesitant. They questioned his speed, his burst, his ability to compete at the highest level. It was frustrating, to say the least. But Haskins didn't let it get him down. He remained focused on his goal, which was to play at a school that would challenge him both academically and athletically. When Jim Harbaugh came calling, Haskins saw an opportunity. Michigan was a storied program with a rich tradition, and Harbaugh was a coach who valued tough, physical running backs. Haskins committed to Michigan, but the doubters continued to whisper. They said he was a reach, a project, a guy who would never see the field. And when he arrived on campus in 2018, those doubts seemed justified. Hassan Haskins' early years at Michigan were a testament to his resilience and work ethic. As a freshman in 2018, he appeared in only 3 games, rushing for a mere 38 yards on 10 carries. It was a humbling experience, but it only motivated him more. He spent the offseason bulking up, refining his technique, and learning the nuances of the position. His sophomore year in 2019 saw him get more opportunities, and he made the most of them. He rushed for 622 yards on 117 carries, averaging an impressive 5.3 yards per carry, and scored 4 touchdowns. He also became a key contributor on special teams, showing his versatility and willingness to do whatever it took to help the team. But it was in 2020, the COVID-shortened season, that Haskins truly began to shine. He split carries with other backs, but his physical running style and ability to pick up tough yards made him a fan favorite. He rushed for 375 yards and 6 touchdowns in just 6 games, and his performance against Rutgers, the 2021 season. If you're a Michigan fan, you'll never forget it. And if you're a fan of football in general, you have to appreciate what Hassan Haskins did that year. He was the engine that drove the Wolverines to a Big Ten championship and a college football playoff appearance, their first since 1997. Haskins rushed for 1,327 yards and 20 touchdowns, averaging 4.9 yards per carry. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the moments. There was the game against Penn State, where he rumbled for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 61-yarder that broke the game open. There was the game against Maryland, where he scored 4 touchdowns. But the defining moment of his career, and arguably the greatest individual performance in Michigan football history, came against Ohio State. In the biggest game of the year, with the Big Ten East title on the line, Haskins was unstoppable. He carried the ball 30 times for 169 yards and a school record 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns against the. After his legendary 2021 season, Hassan Haskins declared for the NFL draft. There was a lot of buzz around him, but again, the critics came out. They said he wasn't fast enough, wasn't elusive enough, wasn't a 3-down back. They pointed to his workload at Michigan and wondered if he had too much wear and tear. But the Tennessee Titans saw something else. They saw a powerful, physical runner who could move the chains and punish defenders. They selected him in the 4th round, 131st overall, in the 2022 NFL Draft. It wasn't a glamorous pick, but it was a perfect fit. Haskins joined a backfield that included Derrick Henry, one of the most dominant running backs in the league. He wasn't expected to start, he was expected to learn, contribute on special teams, and be ready when his number was called. And that's exactly what he did. As a rookie, he appeared in 16 games, rushing for 93 yards on 25 carries and scoring a touchdown. He also became a standout on special teams, showing the Sam. Let's take a closer look at what makes Hassan Haskins such a unique and effective running back. First and foremost, he's a physical runner. He doesn't shy away from contact, in fact, he embraces it. At 6 feet 1 inch, 220 pounds, he has the size to run through arm tackles and the power to break through defensive lines. But he's not just a bruiser. He has surprisingly good vision, allowing him to find cutback lanes and make defenders miss in tight spaces. He's also a patient runner, letting blocks develop before hitting the hole with authority. One of his most underrated traits is his balance. He has a low center of gravity, which makes him incredibly difficult to bring down. He's always falling forward, gaining those extra yards that move the chains. Another key strength is his durability. He was a workhorse at Michigan, carrying the ball 30 times in the Ohio State game and still having energy left. He's also a reliable receiver out of the backfield, though he wasn't used much in that role in co. Hassan Haskins is not just a great football player, he's an even better person. Throughout his career, he's been known for his humility, his work ethic, and his dedication to his community. At Michigan, he was a 2-time captain, elected by his peers, which speaks volumes about the respect he commands. He's the kind of leader who leads by example, showing up early, staying late, and never asking others to do something he wouldn't do himself. He's also been involved in various charitable activities. During his time in Ann Arbor, he participated in community service events, visiting children's hospitals, and mentoring young athletes. His commitment to giving back stems from his own upbringing. He knows what it's like to struggle, and he wants to make a difference for others. He often speaks about the importance of family and the role his mother played in his success. He's grounded, humble, and grateful for every opportunity he's had. In the NFL, he's continued that tradition. He's been a. No story of success is complete without its share of challenges, and Hassan Haskins' journey is no exception. From being overlooked in high school to facing doubt at every level, he's had to overcome constant adversity. But perhaps his biggest challenge came during the 2020 season, when the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted everything. He had to deal with the uncertainty of whether the season would even happen, and when it did, it was a shortened, chaotic campaign. But he persevered. Another challenge was the transition to the NFL. The speed of the game is faster, the defenders are bigger and stronger, and the playbook is more complex, Haskins had to adjust quickly, and while he had some growing pains, he never wavered. He also dealt with injuries, which are an inevitable part of football. He missed time in college and has had to battle through nicks and bruises in the pros. But he's always been resilient, bouncing back stronger than before. Perhaps the most significant challenge has been the impact that Hassan Haskins has had on his teammates and coaches is immeasurable. At Michigan, he was the heart and soul of the team. His work ethic set the standard for everyone else. He was the guy who would run through a wall for his team, and his teammates knew it. They fed off his energy and his determination. Jim Harbaugh, who has coached many great players, has spoken highly of Haskins on numerous occasions. He's called him one of the best players I've ever coached and praised his leadership and toughness. Haskins' offensive line loved blocking for him because he made them look good. He was patient, found the holes, and always got positive yards. He also took the time to build relationships with his teammates, both on and off the field. He was a mentor to younger players, helping them adjust to college life and the demands of the program. In the NFL, he's had a similar impact. He's earned the respect of veterans and rookies alike. Derrick Henry, one of the greatest running. As Hassan Haskins continues his NFL career, his legacy is already being written. At Michigan, he'll forever be remembered as the man who scored 5 touchdowns against Ohio State, a performance that will be replayed for decades. He'll be remembered as a 2-time captain, a Big Ten champion, and a key part of one of the greatest seasons in program history. But his legacy goes beyond statistics and wins. He's an inspiration to countless young athletes, especially those who come from similar backgrounds. He's proof that you don't have to be a 5-star recruit to succeed. You don't have to be the fastest or the strongest. You just have to be willing to work harder than everyone else and never give up on your dreams. His story resonates with anyone who has ever been counted out, overlooked, or underestimated. It's a story of hope and perseverance. And it's a story that will continue to inspire future generations. In the NFL, he's already making his mark. He's carving out a niche as Aurelia. What does the future hold for Hassan Haskins? If his past is any indication, it's bright. He's still young, still improving, and still hungry. He's in a great situation in Tennessee, learning from one of the best in the game. As he continues to develop, he has the potential to become a starter in the NFL. He has the skills, the work ethic, and the mental toughness to succeed. But more importantly, he has the right mindset. He's never satisfied, always looking for ways to get better. He's also a valuable asset on special teams, which gives him job security. As the NFL becomes more pass-heavy, the value of a reliable, physical runner who can also protect the quarterback is on the rise. Haskins fits that mold perfectly. He could become a key contributor for the Titans for years to come. But beyond football, Haskins has a bright future. He's already earned his degree from Michigan, which is no small feat. He's intelligent, articulate, and driven. He has the potential to be successful in WH. In conclusion, the story of Hassan Haskins is one of perseverance, humility, and unwavering belief in oneself. From his humble beginnings in St. Louis to his legendary performance against Ohio State, he has shown us that anything is possible if you're willing to work for it. He's taught us that success isn't about being the most talented, it's about being the most dedicated. He's taught us that character matters. He's taught us that leadership is about serving others, not just yourself. And he's taught us that no matter how many times you're counted out, you can always prove them wrong. His journey is a reminder that the path to success is rarely a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and obstacles. But if you stay true to yourself and keep pushing forward, you can achieve greatness. Hassan Haskins is more than just a football player. He's a symbol of hope and resilience. He's an inspiration to anyone who has ever faced adversity. And his story is a testament to the power of the Audience Q&A, your questions answered. Continuing the same Agent Amigos talk about Hassan Haskins. Audience Q&A, your questions answered. Here is the deeper story. Think about what we have covered so far. Now, extending the discussion, every major point in this talk connects to how Hassan Haskins shapes the way we see the world. The examples are everywhere once you start looking. Experts and everyday people alike are talking about this right now, and the conversation is only getting bigger. Here are 3 more angles worth considering in detail. First, the history, how did we get here? Second, the present, what is happening right now that most people miss? Third, the future, where is this heading, And what should you do about it? Let's take each one in turn and go deeper than the headlines. That is what makes this topic so compelling. It is not just information, it is a shift in perspective. And when you finish this talk, you will see Hassan Haskins differently, guaranteed. Tch. Thank you for watching Agent Amigos. If this talk sparked something in you, hit like, subscribe to Agent Amigos, and share it with one person who needs to hear it. Knowledge is better when it is shared. See you at the next talk.